It's important to revitalize, to recover, and to maintain the indigenous languages because they're the languages of the land. They have the knowledge systems that we depend on to be able to sustain ourselves and the lands on which we all get our energy, our livelihoods from.
Indigenous languages and cultures are essential to the well-being and success of Indigenous young people. Unfortunately, more than a century of government-imposed laws, policies, and practices have created a situation in which no Indigenous language is safe from extinction. Indigenous-led organizations and those working in deep partnership with Indigenous youth, communities, and grassroots initiatives are taking bold and innovative approaches to revitalizing and strengthening Indigenous languages and cultures, and to embedding Indigenous ways of learning, being, and doing into education and employment systems across the country.
Seven Gens offers a number of different programs, from trades to office work to language programs. These language programs really focus on bringing it back into the home, bringing it back to families and things like that.
The program that I'm with is First Peoples Cultural Council. The program is created for teachers and ECEs that are working towards immersion. It's nerve-wracking, but also really fun to see my elders and speak for them because they always have great things to say. As they're also excited to see their youth speaking language and working hard towards that.
There's another program we have called the Mentor Learner Program, and that's incentivizing high school students to learn language after school. This provides an opportunity for high school students who may not have had the time or desire or knowing that they wanted to learn language, the opportunity to learn language, in hopes, again, to facilitate that connection so they continue their journey in learning language.
I find these programs very important because we don't always have the opportunities to be learning our language, and it's not nearly as easily accessible as many other languages. You don't have the resources to just go online and watch videos or anything like that. Like, you have to usually sit down with an elder because our language is also not written. It takes a lot of time and effort to be learning it.
In order to bring our special knowledges forward into our living, we really need programs like this to help connect us to the knowledge that we're looking for.
So programs like this make a huge difference on anybody's life. Part of that being that a lot of individuals, such as myself, don't have first language speakers that they can go to on a day-to-day basis. With that, there's kind of been a decline in fluent speakers in our area. So programs like this can build confidence in an individual and help them kind of gain the confidence to go out and ask questions, gain teachings, and gain that knowledge from our first language speakers.
It's important to make language a priority in everything they do. I think that something that we can do to support that is to make it a part of staff orientation, make it a part of even small programs that you don't think will need to learn Anishinaabe-Amwin. This is the only way that we're really going to affect some change, is by connecting everybody, by sprinkling it and hopefully infusing it through all programs.
It's important that we mentor and collaborate and partner with young people to design language learning activities. We learn by doing, and so it's important for us to remember that that's how we do things, by engaging and tapping into the inspiration and the passions of young people.
So the MasterCard Foundation actually funds one of our programs called the Anishinaabe-Amwin Adult Revitalization Class. It's just really providing people who might not have had the opportunity to learn language due to bills and paying expenses, and really allowing them to focus on language learning and connecting with the language.
And not only did speaking my language become part of everyday life and living, it became living inside myself, inside my spirit. My language became alive within me as even a beginning speaker. I could feel a difference in having the language, residing within my spirit and my feelings.
So when I first started learning the language, I found myself reconnecting with myself a lot more, finding out a lot more about myself, where I wanted to be, what I wanted to be doing in this life.
I want to work with the language and teaching the language to children, and possibly even if I'm not teaching to children, I want to be teaching it to other people, maybe even being a mentor myself one day.
And so there are many ways in which governments around the world, including Canada, sought to silence our languages. And so we've had to work very, very hard to recovering and revitalizing and vitalizing our languages, so that they can be a source of strength as we recover from all those policies, that destroyed our cultural worlds.
What I've really learned from becoming a better speaker of my language, my Heshkut language, is that our feelings are really important and inseparable from the way that we learn. Our knowledge can be passed on in the ways that our ancestors meant for us to be carrying our knowledge onto our future generations.